Hey, party people. I'm going live to talk about something that is huge in my life, and I am trying to spread the word so that you can benefit as much, and that is morning and evening routines that serve your happiness and your wellness and also end up making the fitness, fat loss, weight loss journey that much easier. So give me a second to get live on Instagram so I can be efficient and do both at once. So hang on one second. Checking my connection. Oh, shoot, I always do that. Okay, so live on Instagram, and I'm going to put a comment of what I'm talking about so people know, and that is creating morning and evening routines that serve your happiness and wellness. Big important things. And then you hit post, and then pin comment. Okay, cool. So here's the deal. Going into 2020, going into this new year, and especially as like my school year, my work, daytime work is going to start back up, I've decided to really focus on my morning and evening routines to make sure that my sleep is the best quality that it can be, and to make sure that I'm serving and kind of filling up my own cup and not starting and ending my day in a place of stress and comparison and worry, because all of those things mean that we're not, serving ourselves, and instead we're putting ourselves into a state of just uneasiness. And that means that we're not going to sleep as well. That means that, dieting is going to be harder, fitness is going to be less of a priority, and it just slows everything down and makes everything that much harder. So why I wanted to do this is I know how important a healthy morning and evening routine is, but it's hard to admit to yourself that like you don't have a healthy morning and evening routine, and I definitely didn't. So what I was doing before when I first woke up was immediately looking at my phone, scrolling through social media before I even like got out of bed, and that immediately starts our brain in a place of stress, mostly because the actual physical light on our phone is stressful to our brain. That's why like people are using dark mode on the phones. That's why we have blue light blockers, is because that light is not good for us. It's not good for our eyes, but it's also not good for our like mental health because it stresses our brain. And starting first thing in the morning in a place from stress is going to set the tone for the whole day and make you feel stressed and anxious the whole day long. So then I would get out of bed, I would get some coffee, I would sit on the couch, continue scrolling through social media and watching the news, which again, news is kind of, it's an outlet for like sensationalism. So it becomes, again, a high stress, just thing in my environment to watch the news. Not to mention that when you're on the phone, when you're watching TV, your brain automatically goes to a place of comparison. And if you've been kind of paying attention to mental health news in the past, like, year, comparison is a huge thief of joy. And it just, because it makes us feel like we need to compare ourselves to the life or the state of someone else, and nobody else's life is ours. So we can't compare it. It doesn't define us. It doesn't define our happiness. It doesn't define our worth. And that's really hard to like consciously get yourself to a place to understand. But then even like subconsciously, when we're just on our phones all day and we are, comparing pretty much everything we see, it's just a really high stress place for your brain to be. When your body is high stress all the time, cortisol levels are heightened all the time. And heightened cortisol is an issue when we're looking for health and weight loss results, because literally our body thinks it's being threatened, like it could die. And that feeling makes it want to protect itself. And one of our like biggest protective things is body fat. Body fat protects us from like, environmental factors that could be threatening literally to our physical health. And that goes back to like times when we lived out in the wild and all that stuff. So we need to bring our stress levels down so our body can let go of that water retention and that fat retention that it's using to protect itself, especially in your midsection. If you're someone who hangs on to fat in your midsection, I highly suggest you look at your stress management, because the tissue that's in our midsection is actually more receptive to cortisol, for the reason that like our vital organs are in that section of our body. So stress management is huge, huge, huge. And for me and for you, I promise, even though maybe you don't realize it yet, that starts in the morning. So the morning routine changes that I'm making going into this, as like this calendar year, but also as I head back into work tomorrow, is that the 30 minutes that I used to spend sitting on the couch watching TV and scrolling through social media, drinking my coffee, I am now going to spend in my little cozy corner in my office, reading a book, like a physical book that I've been reading recently that's just like, here, I'll show you. It's called Super Attractor. And I actually bought it on like ebook first, and then I like to write in the margin, so I bought the actual book. It's by Gabrielle Bernstein. If you've never read The Universe Has Your Back or Spirit Junkie, her books are just so like enlightening and have really kind of changed my mindset as far as my attitude and perspective, and just like the mindset choices that I make, because it can have a huge difference in how you feel as a human, and what comes into your life, and the energy that you're putting out is what you receive. And they've been really like inspirational to me. So I'm reading this book, and I'm going to spend that 30 minutes in the morning reading the book, writing in my journal, like getting it out. And also in the journal every day, I also write gratitude, a list of gratitude, and a list of intentions for the day. And it just helps you to start with a mindset that is calm, is positive, is kind of focused on making sure that your like self-happiness and joy is a priority. And that is the best perspective to start your day, especially if you have a high stress job. If you are stressing your brain with blue light, with stressful images on the news, if you're stressing your brain first thing in the morning before you even head into work, then you're heightening that cortisol like immediately in your day. And what a horrible way to go through every single day of the work week. So I find that when I start my day in a much like happier, fulfilled, positive perspective, then I can go into my stressful work day being the positive kind of source in the room, as opposed to adding to the stress and adding to the negativity. So that's the biggest thing for me. And it's going to be a challenge because school starts really, really early. So I'm going to have to wake up at like 5 a.m., maybe earlier, to give myself this time. But I know that it's worth it, because I'm going to be a better teacher. I'm going to be a better leader. I'm going to be just a better version of myself as I head into the rest of my day, if I take this small amount of time in the morning for myself ahead of time. So that's the morning routine part for me. Now, the evening routine on the other end of that is a way to calm yourself back down and get yourself into a place of having really like peaceful sleep and restful sleep, and not trying to enter your sleep, which is so important for recovery and so important for your energy and just so important for how you feel. You don't want to enter that phase of your day, again, feeling stressed or feeling anxious. So again, as I think about what my evening routine has been for the past couple of months, it's scroll Instagram stories one more time, watch a YouTube video, and then try to go to bed. But again, that blue light is, it's so stressful. I'm just like, and so to go from that blue light, and even if you turn it on dark mode, even if you turn down the blue, like you're still getting the stimulus in your brain, and it's like hard to calm down and go to bed. And I found that my sleep has been suffering because, well, for a lot of reasons. I've had a lot on my mind, but also like I'm trying to enter the sleep zone without any sort of calm or peace. So what I'm going to do is stop looking at my phone 30 minutes before I go to sleep. And I have another book, it's in the bedroom, but it's a physical book that I'm reading, which like, I think with all of the electronics, sometimes we forget that like the feeling of holding a book in your hands and like turning the page, it's just so calming for me. So I'm actually rereading The Hunger Games. I picked it up one night when I couldn't fall asleep, and I was like, this is an easy read. I can just kind of dive into this alternate universe, read until I feel sleepy, and then because you're staring at paper instead of looking at the lights on your phone, your brain's actually in a better place to go to sleep peacefully. So I'm going to set the alarm on my phone, put it away, and for the 30 minutes before I go to sleep, I'm going to read, I'm going to relax. I have a mantra song that I like to listen to, and I'm going to do those things to put myself into a more peaceful state of mind to like close the door on the day. And again, I'm a better version of myself. We are all better versions of ourselves when we are fulfilled first. So setting aside this, it'll be a total of like about an hour of my day. Setting aside that hour to serve only myself is just a game changer, for lack of a better way to put it, about the way that I approach and take care of all the other people in my life for the rest of the day. I know that so many of us, especially women, are caretakers and helpers, and we spend a lot of our day like serving all the people around us. Like, I'm a teacher, I'm a fitness coach, I'm a group fitness instructor. I am constantly serving these people, and I love doing it. Nothing lights me up more than that. But I also need to make sure that I'm taken care of, and it doesn't have to be anything huge or like glamorous. It just is like 30 minutes of peace at the beginning of the day will absolutely change the way that I approach the rest of my duties for the day. So it just, honestly, it all goes back to self-care, prioritizing, taking care of myself in the best way that I know how, because a lot of times we, rely on other people to take care of us, but we know how to do it the best, and we know exactly what we need. And I know that the 30 minutes before I go to bed and the 30 minutes first thing in the morning are the most important things for me to bookend my day taking care of myself. The other thing about that, kind of just physiologically, is that either side of my sleep now is calm and peaceful and not, affected by the stress of social media, the stress of the blue light of my phone. And that means I'm going to sleep better. And a well-rested Rachel is a happier Rachel. And I'm sure that you could agree with me on that for yourself, that when you're well-rested, you're just a happier, healthier person, because your body needs that sleep, because your mind needs that sleep. So I am prioritizing my sleep and prioritizing the half hour on either end of it so that I can be the best version of myself. And so my like challenge to you is to try that out. Try one of those things, or maybe your routine only lasts 10 minutes, and that's fine, but create some routines and rituals around your sleep and, at the bookends of your day, so that you can make sure that you're taken care of in your heart, and then you can move forward for the rest of your day as a happier, more fulfilled version of yourself. So I would love to hear what your morning routine kind of looks like and what you're going to change or implement starting this year, just to make sure that you are happy and fulfilled and taken care of, because only you can do that the best. So leave in the comments what you're going to do, what you currently do. I think we all could use in kind of sharing some ideas and getting in touch with that. So share in the comments what your morning routine looks like. And yeah, I wish you a very happy, healthy end to the weekend and start to the work week. I hope that it is stress-free and you are full of patience and happiness going into the work week. So talk to you soon. Bye.